What's up, guys? Lore here with more Heart of the Swarm beta action. Got a Protoss versus Terran for you today. Down here in the south position here on Core Hall City, we have the blue Protoss, whose name is Rental. He is a Rentatos, apparently. And then up here in the north position, as the red Terran, we have the mighty GIZZMASTER, or GIZZMASTER. You know what? I'm gonna call him GIZZMASTER the whole time, just because I know that's not what he intended, and that's kind of funny to me. So yeah, Protoss vs. Terran here on Core Hall City. This is a map. Haven't actually seen this one in a little while. Haven't got. That's disgusting, GIZZMASTER. That's dumb. Rental is as appalled as I am. Haven't cast a game on this map in a little while, so just to sort of show it off again real quick, there is this easily taken natural expansion right inside the main. Your ramp is right here. It is a bit wider of a ramp, so it does take a little bit more effort to actually wall that thing off, but there is this very easily, juicily, just, awesome. God, shut up, GIZZMASTER, I hate you. There's an expansion here. You can take it. Quit talking about your pimples, you disgusting freak. Alright, so we're rooting for Rental in this match. I desperately want Rental to win this thing because I just do not like this other guy now. But whatever, we're going to press on. We're going to see what this match has in store. So we do have a a barracks before gas coming out of GIZZMASTER. Sort of working away on this thing. Neither player has actually scouted yet. Looks like, yep, there we go. Fast expansion coming out of Rental. Down here, he actually has not done anything else yet, so that is a Nexus first expansion. Like I said, it seems pretty safe to me to go ahead and grab this expansion right away. It's a bit tricky since he hadn't actually scouted yet in any fashion, but still probably fine. It is a relatively long walking distance. Like, if you just look how long it's actually going to take this probe to even get over there. It is kind of a long distance, so it's okay to go ahead and drop down that Nexus first. And say, hopefully he doesn't do anything super ridiculous, like, I don't know, drop a bunker, or I keep calling them bunkers today, I don't know why. Drop a barracks right here, and jump up in with a Reaper or something. But that's not what he's doing. He's scouting around down over here. We're gonna have to check out and see if he's gonna see anything. The answer is yes, he's going to see things, but is he gonna check that expansion? No, he's actually going to just, whoops, that is a wrong button entirely. He's actually going to just poke in there a little bit. See, he didn't even see the second gas. So that's a bit of a slip up there on GIZZMASTER's part. And, ooh, he did not completely wall in either. So this probe is going to get up in here and see everything. Is going to go and immediately check for this expansion, which is up or on its way up. But he's going to do a little bit of harassment there. I actually think he should be turning around right now because this Marine is going to give that guy a bad day. And when he's attacking with the... Okay, well... So this is a good time to point out that this is a random replay from drop.sc. I don't know anything about these two players other than one of them is disgusting. There's a very high chance that we will see an awful game ahead of us here. No real way to be sure. Is he still... Oh, he has now scouted that down over there. Okay, good. We do have a second gateway up, or coming up for Rental. He's getting out that fast Zealot and his cybernetics core as well. Meanwhile, up over here, we're adding on a couple of barracks. No factory yet for GIZZMASTER, which is interesting considering the number of gases he has. There we go. Now the factory coming down for GIZZMASTER. And as this expansion finishes, he's going to send over some SCVs. He's actually really far behind in worker production, I think. He might just have too many workers out at the moment actually building things, but... I feel like he should have a lot more workers than he does right now. Let's check the units tab. Yeah, wow, only 22 SCVs to 32 probes for Rental. So Rental definitely getting a much stronger... Yeah, look at that. Rental definitely getting a much stronger economy. Now, obviously, GIZZMASTER has mules, and they can do stuff. So there is that going for him. But and then he's sending all of these up over there, just rearranging everything. Whatever. I don't like how this room looks anymore. I'm gonna move all the stuff around, and he does salvage the bunker as well, which that's an interesting time to do that because usually around 7 minutes is when a push will happen with, for example, these two stalkers. So I feel like that salvage was a little bit early, but we'll have to see if he's able to defend against it. Anyway, he will spot these two stalkers coming up as they take out this poor Marine. He thought he could stand his ground, but alas, he could not. And Warp Gate is about halfway finished. He's adding on 2 robotics facilities and a Stargate. So that's interesting, going in 2 directions at once. That's actually very, very tough to do. In fact, since he's got 2 robotics, or excuse me, is it 2? It's 2 Stargates. Excuse me, I said that wrong before. 1 robotics facility and 2 Stargates. So I'm guessing the robotics facility is only going to be for an observer, just to get one of those out. Then he'll probably poke around with either some Phoenixes or some Void Rays or some Oracles. Heart of the Swarm has really opened up a ton of options for Protoss in terms of air units. There's a lot more that you can actually do. Upgrades on the way for GIZZMASTER's Marines. He's going to get that stim. He's going to get that combat shield. I suppose, obviously, the Marauders like stim too, but the combat shield for the Marines will make him a little bit tankier. And in fact, looks like Rental never decided to actually poke with these Stalkers. I feel like he probably should have, but he kind of missed an opportunity to at least poke a little bit and put a bit of harassment at GIZZMASTER's front lines. And another factory on the way. Or is that the first one? Didn't he already build a factory? Or am I going crazy? I could have sworn he built a factory over there before already. Whatever. There's a factory coming. I might just be crazy today. Fleet Beacon now up for Rental. Interesting. Very fast Fleet Beacon. We're getting the Tempest out as well. Actually, as I recall, I'm trying to remember exactly how it was, because the Tempests have had a bunch of changes. But I don't believe that there are any upgrades for them over here anymore. No, they're not. Phoenixes and Carriers, there are upgrades for them. But otherwise, you don't really need a Fleet Beacon if you're going for Tempest. And he's actually not producing anything else out of that Stargate now. So yeah, I'm not sure what either of these players have in store. I'm going to guess that this is probably not the highest level of play that can be seen in Wings of Heart of the Swarm. I don't know why I started to say Wings of Liberty there. So, getting out more Tempests. He has not done anything in the way of air upgrades, so there's really no reason for that Fleet Beacon. So I'm not really sure why he built that at all. And in fact, he has done. Has he built anything out of that robotics facility? No. So this is a bit of an amateur mistake here, where he's now built a Fleet Beacon and a robotics facility that he's done nothing with. Neither of them has he actually made use of at this moment. So that's a whole bunch of resources that could have been spent on anything else. For example, getting this forge up faster and getting started on some upgrades. Bit of an exchange out here in the middle of the map. We do have these 2 Tempests now moving in over here. They're going to start sieging up. Well, sieging, I guess, is not a good way to put it, but they're going to start hitting this... oh, wait, excuse me, there is an observer over here. So he did build an observer out of that. I'm not sure how I didn't see that when I looked at the units tab a second ago. I might just be crazy today, guys. That might just be what's going on. I may have just completely and totally lost my mind. That might be what's happening. But either way, these Tempests are going to come up over here. The Mothership Corps has joined them as well, and these 2 Tempests are on their way. So we will see what sort of damage can be done with this. It looks like he's going to attack the back here to try and force this army to pull back. But uh-oh, this army's going to push out before that even happens. Stim up and immediately start dealing damage to Rental's frontal force here. This is going to get torn apart right away. Now, this does give him an opportunity to move in with these Tempests, so he's going to start moving those in. And he's actually warping in a mothership back there. But that did take quite a while to actually do. And so now he's not going to be able to do nearly as much damage as he could have if he had reacted a little bit faster in getting these Phoenixes up. Or excuse me, these Tempests up in here. Now, what he can do as soon as these guys start attacking is move back and attack from a distance, because these guys do still... they do still have range 15. The range has been lowered, but it is still quite long. So that he can just sit here and sort of... Well, that's a bit awkward out of GIZZMASTER, just sort of letting those things die. So now he is going to be able to come back in here and start doing a little bit more damage. So good. He did lose a whole bunch of units up over here, but now he is able to do a whole bunch of damage and retreat. I don't know what... I don't... Alright, so he's just going to poke up this armory a little bit. He could be doing a lot more damage to, like, production structures. He could be killing off the... In fact, why are there 2 of those over there? I don't understand at all why there's a second one. Anyway. Could be doing a lot of damage to more useful stuff. Why did he just now start a... Okay, these guys... I'm going to go out... I'm going to go ahead and say that these guys are not very good. They're not great. There are much better StarCraft. Why did he start researching at the armory that was getting attacked? I mean, I guess he wants that upgrade, but there's no way that's ever going to finish. He cannot he cannot do anything to these Tempests at the moment. He does not have the units he needs. He needs to be getting out some Vikings, which looks like he will be doing very shortly, as he's now moved that starport over there. But this armory is going to die. And these Marines are going to stand around. And there's an expansion over here. Alright. So that's a thing. Now Void Rays are on their way. I'm not sure what Rental's game plan here is. He seems to just be building every air unit he can think of. He's got a couple of Phoenixes over here. He's got a Mothership. He's got Void Rays now on the way. And he's just sort of sitting back with these Tempests and just sieging this base over here. And there still are no Vikings out. Okay, he's got 2 Vikings out. I don't think he realizes he could actually, with these now 4 Vikings that he has out, he can actually kill all 4 of these Tempests. And those two Void Rays too. But instead, Rental is going to leave because, you know what? Killing your opponent that's just too easy. That's basically a cheese play, is killing your opponent. Alright, now he is going to turn around, spot those Vikings, and shoot at them a little bit. Now with this Mothership here, he's using it primarily for the cloak, not actually doing much in the way of damage with it. He's just using it to keep himself hidden. However, there is a scan that goes out, and now the Vikings are moving in, and they should be able to deal well. Unfortunately, he's a bit too far back, so now he just lost all of his Vikings. And, I mean, the Void Ray is... Wow, the Void Ray is actually going to live with 5 health. He did a little pirouette there because he was so excited that he's still alive. We've got more Void Rays coming. I don't know why he's building Void Rays, but there's more of them coming. He could be, like, the Tempests seem to be working well for him. I'm not sure what the deal is with the Void Rays. But whatever, that's what he's producing now. He's got... Well, he's got 5 warp gates. And there we go. Now he's adding on more warp gates. Instead of just gateways sitting there. Still has done nothing other than that observer with this robotics facility. And he's actually getting ground weapons level 1 and a Twilight Council now around over here somewhere. So I really don't know what to think of this match so far, guys. This one is, well, there's 2 players in the game, and they're just sort of doing stuff. I don't think the stuff that they're doing really makes a whole lot of sense. But they sure as hell are doing it. Now the Vikings are come back over here and not do much because that Mothership is sitting back there. And now they're going to die. Now, does he have a scan, or is he just going to throw away his Vikings trying to kill the Mothership? He may actually kill the Mothership. And in fact, not quite. The strange vortex, but whatever. It works. He's going to come up over here, and he really wants to kill this refinery. Now, that vortex is going to finish in a half a second here, but I don't think there's much other than Marines in there. Yeah, the couple of Void Rays that fell in there died immediately. And this is just a really, really... I don't... And now he's going to lose his... And there goes the Mothership, because that was up there for some reason. And now, with these couple of Vikings out and the Mothership dead, it looks like Rental will decide to retreat. Alright. But now there's more Void Rays. And those Void Rays are going to die. Oh no, he's going to turn around and try to... Well, those Void Rays are going to die anyway, but he's going to turn around and attack, and now he's back once again, doing more damage. Oh dear. This attack here is being way more effective than it honestly should be. It's doing a lot more damage. And granted, it could be doing a lot more damage than it is. But even what it is doing is way more than it should be. These Vikings, his Viking control has been honestly awful out of GIZZMASTER. It's not good. It's just not great. Oh, now he's going to lose a whole bunch of Zealots for no reason. This is not a... This is not a great match. I'll go ahead and say it. This match is not great. Now we do have a bit of a fight going on over here. The Zealots are going to go up there and clean out the Marines, which were off by themselves for some reason. Now the Marauders are going to die. And now Rental can push and win. Is he going to do it? I have no idea. But he can push and win at this point. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of... Why are these guys just milling around over here? This is... Alright, so the missile turrets are up. He's going to go ahead and attack move into the missile turrets. And a million Marines. And lose all of those guys. He's going to lose his Void Rays. And now the Tempest should die because those Marines should be able to chase him down as well as these Vikings. I guess there's only one Viking left. And good. Okay, good. He is going to chase down that Tempest and kill one of them. and kill a bunch of zealots. And now the rest of his army is finally coming up over here to attack. And, oh dear. Alright, well this is a pretty big warp in his zealots over here, so I think that Rental will be able to push this back the rest of the way. That is a lot of zealots. If he actually attacks with everything, yeah, there we go. And he should get another warp in here relatively soon. Oh no, excuse me. It looks like he's actually gonna push this back. Another warp in would be able to defend this, but he's gonna focus entirely on trying to retreat with his remaining Tempests and try to get some form of an army up back here. All right, so he's warping in a whole bunch back here. He does have another mothership up. He has another Tempest, or another couple of Tempests, excuse me. More Tempests in production, and he's just really sitting on these Tempests. Like, honestly, if he okay. I'll point this out. We're at 22 minutes, and both players are at around the 120, 130 supply mark. That shouldn't happen. Not after... obviously, they've been fighting for a little while. But one of these players should be close to max right now. GIZZMASTER obviously has up to 200 supply that he can go to, but the macro is just not... Like, look at this. Whole bunch of just idle barracks over here, as he's got 800 minerals sitting in the bank. So... this match is not high level by any means, but you know what? Let's go ahead and ride it out. We'll see what can happen in the rest of this match. We do have Rental over here looking to take a 4th base at the 20-minute mark. Looking to take a 4th base. We already do have 4 bases up for GIZZMASTER, so we'll see if he can. Obviously he has a very, very good economy. In fact, I'm going to check his income. Yeah, look at that. Pretty decent economy going right now. He's just not macroing effectively is his big problem. He's just not getting... He's got so many barracks. In fact, he's adding on more starports too. But he's just not building anything with what he's got. He's not getting out units. And unfortunately, you do need units to actually win games. It's a pretty important factor of actually being able to kill your opponent, is you need to have something that can actually do some sort of killing for that to happen. In fact, I want to check the units tab real quick and see what's going on. So we've got 11 Zealots, 8 Tempests, 7 Stalkers in that mothership out for Rental. And he's up against 43 Marines, so that's a decent number of Marines at least. But that's about it. Like, there's a couple of Siege Tanks, a couple of Marauders, and 3 Vikings. And it actually looks like he's going Ghosts. Is that what I'm seeing here? Is he going... He is, in fact, going for Cloaking Field. I don't know if he has a... Let's check the Structures tab. Does he actually have a Ghost Academy? No, he does not. So that's going to be completely and totally worthless. He's also getting... or no, excuse me. I'm looking at the complete wrong structure. I thought that was a barracks. I apologize. Hang on a second, though. We do have an attack going down over here. Vortex going down. GIZZMASTER's army is going to wander into that. He's going to properly go ahead and pile his whole army in there. And Rental's going to do the same thing, and now everything comes out, and who knows what's actually happening in that pile of stuff. Who can tell? Not me. It looks like GIZZMASTER may actually be coming out on top here, but it is impossible to tell because that is just a pile. Let's go ahead and hide the health bars there for a second because they were not helping. Alright, looks like Rental is actually going to come out on top here. There are more and more units now streaming down for GIZZMASTER. And since they were fighting in the range of those siege tanks, it looks like, well, I have no idea what's going to happen here. I just can't tell. Both players keep making silly choices, and it's a race to see who can get their own units killed the fastest. That's basically what that engagement was. And I want to say GIZZMASTER came out on top there, but Rental does have a higher supply now, and in fact he does have these... High Templar over here now as well. And wow, that is a lot of mules. Holy crap, that is a lot. This is oversaturated on mules, actually. There are actually too many mules here for them to properly... Wow. I've never seen that before. Too many mules to be efficiently mining at this base. That is silly. Now, up over here, Rental is once again making use of that extended range on these Tempests to start laying some siege down on GIZZMASTER's production facilities. So that's good at least. He's starting to actually do some damage again with these. There are a ton of Marines over here, so he needs to be careful. If they get caught out of position, they will die in a hurry. But instead, he's just going to float them around over here and not actually do anything. So we are now at the 27-minute mark, about to cross the 28-minute mark. in this game, and it looks like a game that's about maybe the 15-minute mark. That's what it looks like here. These guys are just being kind of slow about everything. So that's unfortunate. But we will see where things continue to go from here. This is now dead. That is a tech lab or something has just exploded. Looks like we're sending out an orbital command. Oh, we do have an expansion going down over here, and there was a scan somewhere a second ago. This is a scouting orbital command. It's being sent down to here to actually drop down and maybe do that mule thing again where he just has way too many mules. He does have plenty of orbital commands. I don't know why he's so worried about minerals right now, though, because he's sitting on a lot of them. Now, he is actually almost maxed, so we may see a push come from GIZZMASTER soon. Fingers crossed. I hope we will see a push come from GIZZMASTER soon. As long as he stops doing... Oh, and there we go. Now, stimming from way back there. That was way too early on that stim, but he decided he's had enough. He's going to come up in here. There are storms dropping down, killing off a whole bunch of those Marines, so he's going to back off yet again. And that was... I mean, he does have a bunch of medevacs, so they will be able to heal back up, but that was not a great move for Rental there. Now, or excuse me, for GIZZMASTER. Especially now, he's just sort of losing units yet again, sending stuff in here. He's going to go ahead and stim to run away while taking a whole bunch of damage from that side storm. And medevacs will try and heal them back up. But in the meantime, Rental is on the warpath. Finally, he's actually starting to do some damage up over here, which is good. He blew up whatever that was in record time. Manages to take out a Banshee as well, and now the Zealots are jumping in with charge. That was a pretty nice storm there. GIZZMASTER did not get out of that in time, and there's another nice storm, a couple of them. So now Rental is very much in a strong advantage, I would say. He is losing units, but he's doing more damage than he is losing units. He's significantly starting to damage this over here now. There's one cloaked Banshee that may be able to clean up the rest of the ground army. In fact, it looks like it will, along with a couple of these. And wow, in fact, on top of that, despite all that's going on over here, GIZZMASTER is finally ramping up his production and finally actually pumping out units fast enough that he's actually staying on top in supply. He has 100, hovering around 150 supply, and Rentals is slowly dropping. In fact, he's not reinforcing his army at all. He's got a pylon like right over here. He's just not warping in. If I come down over here and check this, just now he's warped in a round of units up over here. But it's just not very many. In fact, how is he so low on resources? What has he been doing this whole time? I really don't know. So Rental is starting to run out in terms of resources. This push from GIZZMASTER, it feels a little small. I'm not sure that he's going to be super effective with that. There are more reinforcements streaming down over here. But, man. Yeah. So, okay. So let's point this out. GIZZMASTER keeps moving out with half of his army. He keeps deciding, okay, I can kill them, I can kill him. And he'll take half of his army and he'll go attack with it. And leaves the other half sitting back here. Which just sort of means that he loses everything he sent out there. Now, he does do a little bit of damage in the process, but it's never enough to actually justify having lost all of those units. So that is a major issue. And this is way too many SCVs to be sending over here. Yeah, there's a few too many SCVs to be sending over there. But he will be getting his gases up, so that'll allow him to thin that out a little bit more. And now we appear to have gotten back. There we go now. He's continuing to macro. Man, I feel like this game should have been over a while ago, really. It's just we have two players who are... I will say this, that they are very evenly matched. These two players are very closely matched up here on the ladder, so that's good to see, at the very least. It's great to see that the matchmaking system appears to be working, and it's matching people up against each other in a way that, even if they're not great at the game, at least they're matched up against other people who are also not that great at the game. But one of these guys needs to win at some point. That would be fantastic if someone could just go ahead and win. That would be great. Like, GIZZMASTER is now maxed. I want to check something real quick, actually. Let's see how many... He's got 80 SCVs, which is a little bit excessive, honestly. He has about, I would say probably about 15, or excuse me, yeah, about 10 to 15 more SCVs than he actually needs. I don't remember exactly what the number is, especially for Terran, because they do have mules. don't remember exactly what the number you're supposed to stop at is, but I do think he's a little bit overboard on SCVs. Why do you have 36 SCVs mining over here? There's no way that the extra 2 that he's missing on these gases is going to make up for that. And whoops! The scouting orbital command has discovered that there is in fact a base over here. And he's going to get chased off. Doesn't take any serious damage. There was just a couple of stalkers over there. But now moving out with a bunch of banshees. They do have cloak, and they do have plenty of energy. And they do not have health anymore because they have gone directly into this army. They will cloak, and I don't believe that there is an observer nearby. So they may be able to do a little bit of damage in the process. And with that scan, they'll be able to see through the cloaking field from the mothership as well. So they're going to be able to kill a little bit over here. I feel like they should be moving over to this base, though. Not that base. Well, this base for the moment, because there's a dude up in there thinning out the excessive number of SCVs. And now, here we go. Rental has discovered that there's a base up over there, so he's going to come in for the attack, and he's going to be able to destroy this, I hope. I hope beyond hope that he will actually be able to kill this. It looks like he's trying to focus down with his Tempest on that orbital command, and that will fall. And that base has been cleared out. It is no longer, well, except for this refinery, which is still there. But refineries don't do very well by themselves. However, GIZZMASTER has swung around behind that and decided, you know what, I'm going to take a base of my own. And is he going to? Yes, he is going to go up into the main. We could see a lot of damage dealt here, or we could see him retreat. Okay. So he recognizes that this army is on the way. Now, honestly, I think GIZZMASTER's army is stronger. It's been hard to tell this entire time because they keep making like little micro decisions that end up getting themselves killed. But I want to say that GIZZMASTER has a superior army. That being said, I guess there are 5 High Templar in there to drop down some storms, what they should be doing any second now. Yeah, there they go. Storms. He actually micros into the storm and turns around and runs away from that whole thing. Took a ton of damage from that, but didn't lose too much. And these medevacts have plenty of... Never mind, these medevacts are getting destroyed. They do have plenty of energy, but it's hard to use it when you're dead. It's hard to heal as a dead medevac. You can't really do that much in that case. So now Rental appears to be on the offensive. He's really not doing very well at replenishing this army, though. Like, he needs to be getting forward pylons out over here. He needs to be getting some way to reinforce his army. And he's got plenty of resources. He needs to be doing everything in the sacrificial marines. They're just... Yeah, that was unnecessary. The scouting orbital command has once again come over to check, and yep, there's still a base there. He didn't destroy it himself while I was AFK eating cookies or something. But this orbital command is now going to come down over here and get himself another expansion so that he can have, you know, maybe we'll get up to 5,000 minerals he's not spending on stuff. Alright, well. I don't have much to say at this point. There we go. We're going in. He's dropping down storms, doing a ton of damage with those storms, way more than he should be. GIZZMASTER seems to be just lining himself up for perfect storms. And there go a couple more. And now this army by Rental can do a lot of damage. It really can. Oh, but the Vortex actually finishes, drops down another storm, kills off a bunch more. And if he had a forward pylon, Rental would win the game right now. If he had a pylon anywhere near over here where he could warp in some additional zealots or something, he would have won right there. That would have been the end of that game. But alas, he does not. He is not reinforcing at all. He's got 4,000 minerals in the bank. And this just kind of just... This is why you are not winning right now. You just put a pylon like right here. Right there. Just put one like right there. And you can warp in and reinforce to your heart's content. And then actually, you know, do the thing. In fact, he's now trying to micro his Tempest, but I don't think he realizes that he can't out-micro the Marines. So he's actually just sort of wasting time. He is going to kill the Marines eventually, but that micro was unnecessary because he was not moving fast enough to cause the Marines to stop firing. And ooh, the scouting orbital command will get spotted over here and potentially killed. However, there is a whole bunch of units now coming down over here for GIZZMASTER to try and chase these guys off, which they will, in fact, do. Now, up over here, Looks like we have a Stalker who has decided that he is a lone hero. And he actually kind of is. It looks like he's managed to take out the 2 Marines that were accosting him, and he'll now slowly start picking away at the 3 dudes in the gas. Maybe he'll eventually kill one. Maybe not. Who knows? There, one's down. And now he's switched targets entirely. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Ooh, we got a couple of Banshees in here. Now, there is a detection coming from the Mothership core, so these Tempests will be able to kill these off, but he did lose his worthless fleet beacon in the process. I still don't think he ever actually built anything from that fleet beacon. Like, anything that requires a fleet beacon. I don't think anything was ever built that requires it. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he ever built anything that requires a fleet beacon. Okay, I'm glad that you're making a forward pylon. In between 2 bases is not a good place to do it. Does he even know about this base? No, he does not. So, another bit of a scouting fail there. This one Stalker has cleaned out this entire base now. GIZZMASTER has done nothing whatsoever to defend against this. I don't know what to say, guys. At this point, I cannot. There's okay. We've got an attack. We'll look at this for a second. That's a whole bunch of Stalkers gonna die. Army getting split up a bit. Could get some storms off, and does actually. I will say this: that Rental has been good at actually using Psionic Storm. A lot of times in the lower leagues, you'll see Protoss players who make High Templar because they're like, High Templars are good. I'm gonna make some High Templar, and then they just sort of wander around with full energy the entire time. So, at least that. However, he is sitting at 130 supply to GIZZMASTER's 200, and GIZZMASTER has not yet won the game, so there's that going on. Yeah, what is this bottleneck? Why this? Why? What? Excuse me, Fatso. Just walk through. There we go. I don't. There is not much in the way of excuses that I can make for this game. I apologize if this is a little bit underneath the skill level. Like, I know random replays from Drop SC, they're always going to be a bit weird, but this game, guys, this game, I don't they're not really even doing anything like terribly silly. They're just not doing anything is the thing. Now, we do have a drop over here into his own base that he's going to allow these guys over here to just rip everything to shreds. These guys down over here too. It looks like this forward pylon did eventually end up becoming useful, as he's now been able to warp in some zealots and deal some damage. Do have a bit of a poke coming down over here. He loves that stim button. There's a couple nice storms as those armies are completely bunched up. I'd say they're nice storms, and honestly it is. They are nice storms, but the bigger problem is that GIZZMASTER is just not splitting his units at all. He's not even attempting to split his units. He's got a giant Marine Marauder medevac ball, and that is what he does. Alright, Mothership is now in place. He decided to scan that twice to make sure. And yes, indeed, the Mothership is there. These Zealots up over here have completely destroyed these 2 bases as the orbital commands just sort of hang out in the air. Ah, dear. These guys moving across to kill off the 1 pylon and 6 Zealots that are up over here. Maybe they will eventually do so. Some damage being dealt to God knows what out over this direction. I think there was a Stalker or something over here. As he continues to make units to try and get back to max. And wow, for this is actually the first time I've really noticed this. Rental's actually up in supply. He's losing supply somewhere. Oh, he lost these Zealots up over here. Okay. But he is actually up in supply. And his army is looking... it's looking like an army, at the very least. It's weird. It's kind of all over the place. But he could potentially do some damage with this. And oh, we could see a meeting of the 2 armies over here. Looks like he knows that those... Well, obviously he knows that these guys are up over here. He may be deciding to head in and try to do some damage here soon. Or he could just sort of mill about. Send in 1 Zealot, the Sacrificial Zealot, to make sure, yes, that army is still there. Now what? Alright. He's going to just try and walk out. He's going to stim, eat a whole bunch of Storm. And that did not go well for GIZZMASTER at all. That was a whole lot of Psionic Storm and just ripping him to shreds. Now, there are a couple of... Well, never mind. Those guys were kind of out of position. I felt like he might have been able to try and pick them off with these Vikings over here, but unfortunately he did not choose to do that. There are 4 orbital commands, plus these 2 over here just sort of wandering around. I do not get it. Do not get. No idea. Now, Rental, for the love of God and all that is holy, get these guys up there, put down a freaking forward pylon somewhere, just attack move. Yeah, see, look at that, look at that. Storm going down, doing a whole ton of damage. He's gonna come around over here and maybe drop down another storm. I hope he'll drop that. Yeah, there we go, drop down another storm, which doesn't quite actually kill anything off, so that army is still alive. He's storming the Banshees, which that actually did do a decent amount of damage. He's got one more storm. Yep, there we go. A couple more storms coming down, and that's going to rip the rest of that army to shreds. GIZZMASTER's supply is now plummeting in a hurry. Ooh, and another nice storm on top of the Banshees to finish those guys off. Nicely done, Mr. Rental, sir. And now, please just win the game. Please. We're at the 50-minute mark. Please, God, just win the game. That's all I'm asking. There's nothing left for GIZZMASTER at this point. He's got a few Vikings out. And there we are. GG. Yeah, finally. Okay. So, not the greatest match I've ever cast. Not the best, not the most exciting one. Hopefully it was at least a little bit entertaining for you guys at the very least. But holy crap, these guys. Well, that's how it is when you play Drop SC Roulette. Sometimes you get good matches, sometimes you don't. At the very least, we got to illustrate the dangers of forgetting to ever actually create units, because that's pretty much what happened there. And then once you do have the units, you kind of need to attack with them. Anyway, I am going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Lore, and I will see you guys at the next match.